Hello everyone, and welcome to round 2 of playoffs in the VBL. It's season 17. I am continuing my run after a crazy set last week against Slushy 2K, aka Ian Gamble, aka The Go. I'm now playing against Sly, or as Sly as Sly, who is a very consistent VBL player. And I've also played in a very large number of other draft leagues, I think. Of all the people in VBL, one of the people I played in the most other draft leagues, certainly DopePF is a big one there. I think like the only other ones that come to mind to that same extent are Jace and Keith Thudgore are probably the only other ones that I think I've played in as many leagues. Jordan as well, maybe. Jordan as well, probably, actually. But yeah, very, very prolific draft player, very strong VGC player, and if we take a look, they were 7-0. They've not lost a set this season. They lost a couple of games, but not lost a set this season. And they're playing me. That's not great. I wound up, prepping for this, I wound up watching through all their games. I did a series of mock battles just to sort of get like an idea of my prep. I realized at the start of the mock battles that I had the wrong Mewtwo Megastone on Mewtwo, so I would have forfeit lost, which would have been a pretty lame way to go out and playoffs. So I'm very happy for having done that. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy matchup. So Xerneas with Jirachi support, they've often not led this, but when they have, it's very effective, right? Xerneas is a very strong Pokemon, and Jirachi is a really solid redirection option. Then on top of that, they've got this Mega Kangaskhan, as well as potentially Scrafty, as their other big lead mon next to, besides a Jirachi, which can enable either the Xerneas or the Mega Rayquaza, sorry, not Mega, regular Rayquaza, or the Greninja. I think we've also seen like Jolteon at lead as well, and we've seen Scrafty in place of the Mega Kang. But I think that these four are definitely coming, and then some combination of the others are coming. Probably not Crustle, probably not Gloom, maybe Gloom. I think Gloom gets Chlorophyll, so maybe Gloom if it's faster than Koraidon in Sun. I could see it coming. But yeah, that's probably the only circumstance where you'd bring it would be if he can drop, because I know it has fairy coverage. I know if it could drop a big fairy move on Koraidon in Sun, that would be probably what I would do in bringing it. But yeah. Very crazy, very hard to deal with Zern, very hard to deal with Ray, very hard to deal with Pokemon next to Jirachi on top of them, and then the Mega Kang as well for a lot of damage. I did wind up making a few changes in here, so I'll show. I've got the Koraidon. It's just close combat, Flare Blitz, Dragon Claw. It's just about being able to do enough damage, right? I've got the Terrifire Flare Blitz, which is a very strong move when boosted by Sun and by Auric Alchemy Pulse. Obviously less strong when Rayquaza's there, because Rayquaza's Airlock turns off the boost I would get from the Sun. But if the Rayquaza faints, then the Sun's is up. I don't have to try and reset Sun, so that's nice. Then here we got Moongus, which is red card. Red card is kind of okay. It's definitely not broken. Like there's other items which can be better, and I was on the fence about whether it should be Citrus Berry. But red card means that certainly if a Xerneas hits it with the Dazzling Gleam or a Moonblast, or even I think anything short of a Psychic, or if I Terra even a Psychic, then I will. All right. Yeah, sorry. Then I make it lose its Geomancy boost, which is very strong. But even outside of that, it can force my opponent to lose positioning on Pokemon that they would otherwise appreciate having, like Mega Kang, or if they go for a Trick Room build, like I did see in one of the mocks I did, it can push out their Trick Room abusers, and that can be pretty good. I originally had Foul Play here, but if they run a bulky Mega Kang, Foul Play just isn't very good into it, so I want to go with Energy Ball. So unless they're specifically specially defensive Mega Kang, Energy Ball will often be, or very offensive, like no bulk Kang. Energy Ball will often be stronger than Foul Play into Kang. This does mean I don't have as good a move into Rayquaza, but Foul Play wasn't amazing into Rayquaza anyway, and this just means I can threaten Mudsdale or Greninja if they are, just Pokemon that I can be a little bit worried about, And it also does have Clear Smog in case another partner Pokemon gets pushed out by Zern. Now, the other big Zern Geomancy check is a Mirror Herb Charizard, so that I can copy the Geomancy boosts. And it's got a really strong resist to Xerneas' Fairy-type moves, and if it tries to bring an Electric-type move, obviously that will come at the cost of other moves, right? But I can still Terrify it, and then I'm not taking that much from the Electric move either. Then I've got Mewtwo. I'm so close to changing this to Ice Beam, but I wound up still sticking with Psy Strike. One of the big benefits of Psy Strike is that it still hits Xerneas on its unboosted physical defense, if I wind up needing to survive a hit from it. Then I got Lele, it's Scarf, Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Moonblast, Shadow Ball for the Jirachi, and then the rest is just Stab. And the idea with Dazzling Gleam and Expanding Force is that I can try and hit damage into Xerneas around Jirachi. Originally this was Terra Fairy, but I wound up playing the Mudsdale and the Jirachi, and both of them were running steel moves, and I felt like that why not working out as well. Between this Own Tempo on Tink and the Clear Amulet on Koraidon, I actually don't mind Scrafty coming that much. I threatened it with a lot of damage. And then I got, Kings on Hammer and Player Off, but also have access to Fake Out, which is pretty nice. And then I have Thunder Wave to be able to limit the speed of the opposing Pokemon. And because it's Sash, you can take the Ray very well. Okay, Skeleturge. Jirachi. Jirachi is Terra Grass. Jirachi is not taking Flare Blitz. Or Flamethrower, particularly well. You too, friend. Okay, interesting. So, no Scrafty. No Greninja, no Jolteon. No Gloom or Crustle. I didn't expect Gloom or Crustle. This feels very Trick Room oriented, right? 3 very slow Pokemon. Maybe very bulky Xerneas then, right? What if I just go for the Mewtwo Lele lead, and I have Koraidon and we'll say Amoonguss in the back. Okay, I'm gonna... Okay, so the Mega Ray is Scarf. That's good to know. Not the Mega, I keep saying Mega. The Rayquaza is Scarf. It is not Mega. I can tell that. So I wound up running a slower Tapu Lele with the idea being I can bluff that it's not Scarf. Like it's not the most important that I bluff that it's Scarf. But the more important thing was that the that it's bulkier, right? So I should live a Dragnaset even. So I can go for Expanding Force and Dazzling Gleam here. U-turn. Sorry, Rayquaza learns U-turn? That's news. What? What? That's new. That didn't happen before. Okay. Okay. Very difficult position. When does it learn U-turn? Alright, I'm checking Bulbapedia. Rayquaza. Rayquaza learned U-turn this gen only for the first time. This gen for the first time. First time. Man, that's so weird. The only gen in which I've not like played any singles Ubers is this gen. And now Mega Rayquaza learns U-turn. I kind of want to protect Mega Ray, protect Mega Mewtwo and bring in Amoonguss, because unless they click like a Psychic move into the Lele slot, the Amoonguss should reset the Ray's boosts, and I think that's pretty good. Is the Ray Terra Grass? No, it's Terra Ghost. Okay, good to know. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam is sort of what we expected. 25 is still a lot of damage. Skeleturge came in. Interesting. Skeleturge. We don't know anything about the Skeleturge, really. I think I Rage Powder here, playing around the Skeleturge, or I could really just switch in Lele as well. Like switch Lele back in, because they're not likely to put a move into the Amoonguss slot that kills Lele. With Skeleturge, they're more likely to click a fire move into it to boost up Torch Song, or to attack the Mewtwo, which I think is the most likely. Alright. Yep, okay, Torch Song. That is unfortunate, taking a lot of damage there. I kind of want to protect the Mewtwo and go for... I think potentially a Psychic is the right play, but I think maybe just the Moonblast into Rayquaza here. Because if Lele faints this turn, I can bring in Rayquaza next turn. I can bring in Amoonguss last turn. Instead. Okay, cool. Xerneas Expanding Force did 36 last time, so it's totally fine just to Expanding Force here, and I can even throw a Clear Smog into that slot. Yeah, Expanding Force just picks up both. GG. Pretty good game one. We're pretty happy with that. So my opponent did have choice. If you've been watching the streams, the other option they had, they could have picked myself, the Jordan, or Heaven, and they chose to pick me, which I thought was an interesting thing, because, you know, I didn't think this is necessarily... This does seem like a matchup where I've got some strong options, and some of the options are a little bit more challenging for them to deal with. So, I'm interested... I'll maybe ask them after why they wound up picking me over the other opponents. Mega Rayquaza. Oh, Mega. I keep saying Mega. It's not. But Rayquaza... Rayquaza. Rayquaza. I think that's really where I'm just feeling the Rayquaza. U-turn. Let's take a look at this U-turn into... how much did it do last game? It's 68. Okay, so it's not adamant. It's good to know. Did anything interesting really happen to sort of build on? Not really, right? I think you turned into Muds last game. I mean, if I do the same thing, except I put a V-Create, put a Psystrike into CERN. Like, Koraidon didn't even hit the field last game. So I'm just going to try the same thing and then see how my opponent adapts. But it definitely seems like Amoonguss was the winner's choice there. But this Mega Mewtwo offense is also pretty strong. Okay, so they could be very specially defensive on this. Like last time they brought Mega Kang, they ran max special defense on it. I kind of just want to Moonblast the Ray and protect. That might be crazy. But if they throw a U-turn, no, surely they play around that, right? I wish I had Psyshock. So yeah, last time they had, yeah, like this crazy, careful, Mega Kang. But unless it's offensive, it's not going to get through my bulky Lele. So, like, I can throw a Protect, I can throw a Moonblast into Ray and Protect, and if it U-turns or attacks the Mewtwo at all, it dies. If it does anything but U-turn into Lele, it dies. I don't hate that. I could also bring in a Amoonguss, which, into the Ray slot, which will take the hit pretty well. Is there a way I can feel confident that I'm putting enough damage into... I can go for Psychic and Mega Psystrike into Kang, and that should be enough to pick up. Okay, yeah, the U-turn into Lele is not that surprising. I guess the problem would be that they could bring Mega Ray back in next turn into the Kang slot, assuming that this is enough to pick up the Kang, which the suspicion is that it is. Okay, the Lele is really bad into the into the Jirachi, now that it's locked into Psychic. But pretty good first turn. Very difficult second turn. Not that hard, because I do still have the Amoonguss at the back. I'm gonna bring in Koraidon and Flamethrower the Jirachi. It's really bad if they click Dazzling Gleam with Xerneas, but if they click anything else, it's good. If they go for Geomancy is the specific thing that ideally we're playing around here. But let's see if they go for the... Okay, so they don't follow me, so that's a bad sign. Okay, they are. Quite bulky. What do they go for with this? T-Wave? Flash Cannon. Okay, interesting. So the dream is still to go Amoonguss into one of these slots, but if they fly a Psychic into that slot, that's pretty bad. Maybe I need to Terrify here. What did I do to... I mean, I've done like a million discern when I did it. I feel like they probably click a Psychic into the Koraidon slot, and that definitely picks up Koraidon. I tried putting a Xern, I don't know what happened. So like there's no Xerneas set in Cal. I'm not sure who's in charge of deleting sets from Cal. Whoever they are, they do make a lot of really weird decisions, in my view. I hit the Dazzling. They did a +2 Dazzling earlier. What does the Dazzling do to Amoonguss? They do. So they're not... It looks like they're not Spatak invested. So if I am Koraidon and I go for Terrifier, do I live Psychic? No. Do I live Dazzling? Yeah. I mean, that might just have to be enough. I could also Protect this turn and just throw another Flamethrower into Jirachi. Because they are going to take Psystrike incredibly well. I think they've been positioning really well. The Jirachi position was very good. Okay, Psyshock. Okay, so does Psyshock make me feel different at all? I really wish I had Ice Beam. I almost brought Ice Beam over Psystrike, like I said. Obviously, Psystrike has wound up. Like, I've used all of the moves on Mewtwo. But I still wish I had Psystrike, you know? So it seems to me like I have to save the Terra on Amoonguss somehow. Maybe that's a thing I can do. So maybe I have to go into Lele here. Or maybe I have to Terrifier. I think I have to Terrifier. But unfortunately the Terrifier Flare Blitz doesn't do what I want it to do. I think I have to Terrifier here. But there's no Sun Up, so the Flare Blitz isn't that strong. Oh, I just realized red card doesn't even work anymore because they don't have enough Pokemon left. Because I put the damage into Jirachi. But I wasn't doing that much. Xern. What did I take? Flash Cannon. If I hadn't taken the Flash Cannon, I could feel a lot more secure. But I let myself take it. And now I don't think I survive the Psyshock while terrain is up. So maybe I have to sack Lele here. Maybe I sack Lele and Protect. I think Dragon Ascent, I know it drops defenses. So if they lock Dragon Ascent here, I think if I Terra, I live Dragon Ascent always. So maybe what I have to do here is Terra, Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw. No, I just don't beat Xerneas. It's really hard to beat Xerneas without either getting a Spore or a Clear Smog into it. I don't feel that I can reliably get a Spore or a Clear Smog into it if I spend this Terra. So maybe the key is back to sacking Lele. But I get the Psystrike into Ray. So if Ray goes for Dragon Ascent, it will fade to Psystrike. I'll still have Mewtwo alive. Oh no! Okay, the hope was definitely that Lele would survive that, but this Psystrike will definitely pick up now that they've lost that. Okay, so now I can go Koraidon here. I think I protect Koraidon this turn. What have we seen? Dazzling Gleam only. I don't think I can afford to protect Koraidon this turn. Do I think Amoonguss lives the Psyshock after Terrain? No, not really. So I need to get a lot of turns of damage into this Pokemon, which is very difficult. So I need to save the Terra. But what does saving the Terra do? I should have gone Amoonguss this turn. If I went Amoonguss this turn, it was fine. Going Koraidon here first, I think lost. But if I went Amoonguss first, I could go for the Terra Ghost and Spore, and then I would have the opportunity to get 2 moves into it between 3 moves with Koraidon. Oh, sorry, 1 move from Koraidon guaranteed, and then another move from Amoonguss, which is Clear Smog. And then after the Clear Smog, then Koraidon gets a guaranteed second attack into it. So I think here, because of the decision I made, I have to go for the Terrifier into Terrifier Flare Blitz, but if I'd gone Amoonguss, I think I won. Or at least I think I had a better chance to win. What if I don't Terrifier? And I just say, you are attacking the Koraidon this turn with Psyshock? Okay, yeah, they Psyshock the Koraidon this turn. That's good. Now I can go Amoonguss. Amoonguss can go for Terra Ghost and Spore. And I can protect. And if I think if I live this turn, I can win. Okay, the protect did not wind up being that impactful, but I don't think it's that important. Oh, maybe it's not enough. Oh, maybe it is enough. The problem is that Dazzling Gleam comes. And if they Dazzling Gleam me, they definitely win. So it comes if they wake up this turn. If they don't wake up this turn, then I think I win. Oh, I got the Flamethrower picked up anyways. GG's! Oh, that was a really tense set. Oh, that was really tense. That was so hard. Okay, the Dragon Ascent call was really good, but if I'd gone Amoonguss first, I could have been in effectively the same position. I would have taken an extra... I would have been down much lower on Amoonguss, but it wouldn't matter, because I would have lost a crit anyway if I got crit, so it didn't matter where the terrain was up when I brought Amoonguss out, if I was saving the Terra for it. Okay. I'll send them my paste, but I will also ask why they picked me, because I do think it's a really interesting piece of to think about. Just curious, why did you pick me as your opponent? I thought this was a pretty challenging object. Well, let's just say for Xerneas. Yes, hopefully they will give me their paste as well. But we're very happy to be continuing on. Maybe I probably don't extend this video longer. But so thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully we'll get their paste in a bit, and we'll get their... Oh no, they're posting now. Hopefully with their paste. They didn't like any of the matchups. I think that's fair. I think that their team had some real challenges. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Goodbye.